Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada. I hope everybody is having an awesome day. I'm having a great morning so far. In this class, everyone, I'm going to help you to improve your band scores for the IELTS speaking so that you can move from a band 5 to a band 7, band 8, even a band 9, depending on your levels and the amount of time and practice that you put in. Welcome, Arda. Welcome to our members. Hi, Harpreet. Marjona. Good to see many of our regular students as well. Again, everyone, this is an IELTS speaking part 1, band 9 tips and responses. And we're going to do lots and lots of interaction with our students today. So I will be calling many of you and practicing speaking with you, giving you band score estimates, giving you feedback that will help all of our viewers. So I'm going to try to take as many volunteers in today's lesson as possible. And we are going to use our websites today for the lesson, for learning. AEhelp.com for academic IELTS, GIELTShelp.com for general IELTS. Our academic IELTS website looks like this. It is a blue background at aehelp.com. Simply just click this red button up there to join our premium package. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. It really doesn't cost much money, and you get tons of resources, 6 original practice exams, over 100 hours of HD videos, including the most popular videos, IELTS videos in the world, are on our website. So join us here. For general IELTS, it's this green background, and again, you're looking to click on that red button right there to join the premium package. Hi, Carolina. Welcome to our chat moderator, Sinkala. If there's no volume, I think it's on your side. I believe other people have sound, so but if I'm mistaken, then let me know. Okay. All right. Okay, everyone, here we go back to the lesson for the day. You can use the code R4TYJ to get 20% off from our premium IELTS package. Again, it doesn't cost a lot, so you're getting it real cheap, and even with the 20% off, it's that much cheaper. If you have any questions, send me an email to adrian@aehelp.com, and we'll get back to you quickly with answers. Students, we've got speaking part 1 now. We'll have task 2 writing and speaking part 2 tomorrow, and then more reading and speaking later in the week. So let's take a look at today's questions. Today's questions, by the way, these are very similar to the questions that were on the IELTS exam a few weeks ago. So one of our students sent us their IELTS exam questions, and they said, hey, can you guys do that? We can't do the exact same questions. IELTS doesn't like that, but these are pretty close. So if you can answer these questions, you will be able to answer these questions on the IELTS exam as well. Speaking has 3 parts. It's a 12-minute interview. We already did speaking part 1 this week, so I think many of you remember some of the tips and strategies, okay? So I'm going to get right into it just so that we can have lots of time to practice with students today, okay? All right. So you go to your IELTS speaking exam, and you go to the interview room, and you're met by an examiner kind of like me, and the examiner says, welcome to the speaking portion of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. This is candidate number 79531. We are currently conducting this exam in Vancouver at 1 o'clock. I'm recording this for marking clerical purposes. Now we shall begin. May I see your identification? Give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. Okay, I'm going to do the same, and then we'll take a look and move on. So, here's my answer. May I see your identification? Yes, absolutely. Here's my passport that I used to register for this test. Please have a look. Okay, and then you're going to show your identification to the examiner. All right. Here, if you have a runny nose and a cough, you have to reschedule your speaking test. It will affect your score, and they might actually even send you home, and they'll be pretty angry if you show up to an exam center with COVID-like symptoms. So careful with that. They ask you not to attend the IELTS if you're feeling sick. So be careful about that, students. Okay, Arda answers this question, may I see your identification, by saying, gladly, here's my passport that I used to register for this exam a couple of weeks ago. Please have a look at my credentials. Habibuliev says, yes, sure, here's my passport that I used for enrollment a few weeks ago. Please take a look. Aziz Beck, enrollment is okay, but you're not really enrolling for the IELTS. Like, it's not a course. When you enroll, you usually enroll for some kind of continuous activity, like a course or school. You don't really enroll for IELTS. You sign up for it, or you register for it. It's okay to say enroll, but in my world, it's a little bit awkward. Okay. Laura says, yes, of course, here's my passport that I used to register for the exam. Please take a look. Okay. Aparna says, sure, here's my passport that I used to register for this exam. Please have a look. Okay. Mal says, of course, this is my passport, and it's what I've used to register for the exam. Very good, Mal. Yeah. I like how it's a different original kind of English that you're using there. Okay, and then the next question is, what is your full name? So while you have your passport, and they'll go, okay, thank you. They'll go, what is your full name? They're matching your passport, what you say about your name, with your application. Okay, so what is your full name? And then you give your full name. So my given name is Alan, and my family name is Mackenzie. Please just call me Al for short. It's what everyone else calls me. Okay, so be original, be yourself, and be nice and fluent right away. Okay, complete sentences. So here we go. What is your full name? My given name is Alan, and my family name is Mackenzie. Please just call me Al for short. It's what everyone else calls me. All right, Al, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better, and some questions on a general topic, and then your IELTS exam begins, okay? So that's all you have to do in the beginning. Just be yourself, be fluent, don't make mistakes, speak in complete sentences, and be confident, okay? All right, Mian is asking, do given names include middle names? Absolutely. Your middle name is given, okay? Your family name you inherit from your parents, either your father or your mother, or both. And your given name are the names that your parents choose for you, okay? So any given name. You have a first name that could be a given name. You have a middle name that could be given name. And then you have your family name or your family names that are your surnames, okay? Bishnu says, my full name is Bishnu Prasad Baral. Baral is my family name. You can just simply call me Bishnu. Okay, Bishnu, I made a couple of corrections there. Hi, Eugene. Thank you for the emojis, making us all happy. Okay, everyone, so we are now going to practice speaking. I am going to call some of our students. Hopefully, we'll get some volunteers today to practice some speaking. It's a great way to build your confidence. And we will be giving out some free courses in the next 1 or 2 weeks to some of our volunteers. So it's good to practice, build courage. Here are the instructions, okay? So let me give you some instructions here. Okay, so this is what you have to do to volunteer for speaking with. All right, everyone, let's see. I should be back now, and you should be able to see me. Let me just fix a couple more things here, and then we'll be good to go. Thank you for your patience, for all of you that hung in there, and it'll be worth it, because you'll get to practice your speaking with me here in just a minute. Okay, so Bakrad says, yeah, it's working now. Yeah, OBS Studio, a piece of software, just completely froze. It was getting too exciting maybe for the software. It happens. World of computers, complex systems. All right. Nothing I can do about that except restart. All right. I am back. So everybody, here we go. All right, and it should be good now on the general IELTS as well. Okay, everyone, so I'm just getting into telling you how to practice your speaking here with me, okay? So the instructions. So the first step is to, again, go to aehelp.com, register a free or a paid account, up to you. It's, again, a one-time payment here for lifetime access. And then you log into your My Student account that's kind of at the top of the page there. Okay. And once you're in your My Student account, you're going to see this Student Partner Speaking that's just above my head. And you click on that. You have to click Accept, that you're going to be polite and kind here, and then once you're here, you're going to appear, and I can see Kumar and Arda and Ririn and Mirza and Marjona and many others are already in here. So I'm going to ask some volunteers some questions. So I'm going to be looking for some volunteers. Let me see if I can get my chat back here. Oh, I'll always come back, students. If you see me disappear, it's not the end of the world. I have not fallen off the edge of Vancouver Island or the edge of the world. I will return. So you just have to hang in there for a little bit. And now I'm looking for volunteers, and I can see that Mi Yen is ready to volunteer here for some questions. So let me find Mi Yen. And then we're just doing one question each today. There's Mi Yen. Let me send Mi Yen a message here first. So, hi Mi. Are you ready? Okay, I'm going to reach out to Mi. Now, students, make sure you enable your speaker and your microphone on your browser, and make sure to mute YouTube when I call you so we do not get feedback, okay? All right, so Mi, I am going to give you a call here. Hopefully I can reach out to you. And then we'll practice a couple of questions.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Mi. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. now that we're over this little technical difficulty here.
Luckily, you are back.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, the streaming software froze, which is unusual, but it happens. Okay, me. So I'm going to ask you a question, just like in the real IELTS. Give me a nice full sentence answer. I'll give you a bit of analysis, and we'll do a bit of practice, and then hopefully you can pick up some useful tips. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, me. So welcome to the speaking portion of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner. Where are you from?
I'm from the beautiful country of Vietnam. It is a small country located in Southeast Asia, which has the borders with China, Laos, and Cambodia.
Okay, wow, that was a great answer. I didn't even have time to type it down. So you said, I'm from the beautiful, just give me a second here. And it seems like some software issue here. So I'm from the beautiful country of Vietnam, which borders Cambodia and Laos, which was very good. Which city are you from, me, exactly?
I'm from Ho Chi Minh City.
From Ho Chi Minh City, which is the capital, right?
Not the capital, just a
Okay.
big city, not a capital.
Ho Chi Minh is a very famous city, is it not?
Yes, but Hanoi is the capital. Ho Chi Minh City is just a big city.
Right, Hanoi is the capital, of course, Hanoi, Vietnam. Okay, yeah, so that was a really good answer. If you wanted to make it a little bit better, I would have actually included the city and maybe even like the region or the district. So it's good that you mentioned, what countries border Vietnam, but I mean, the examiner would probably know where Vietnam is geographically on a map. So like I know where it is as far as bordering Cambodia. So what I would recommend doing is just being a little bit more specific in your answer. So I would say I'm from the beautiful country of Vietnam. More specifically, I'm from Ho Chi Minh City. I live in the north side of the city or in the south side of the city, something like that. Or I live in the
Okay.
suburbs, for example. Okay.
Uh,
So try it one more time. So where are you from?
I live in the beautiful country of Vietnam. Most specifically, I live in Ho Chi Minh City, which is on the southern part of Vietnam.
Which is, okay, so the city is in the southern part of Vietnam. Okay, that's good. So Ho Chi Minh is in the southern part of Vietnam, and that's more specific. So that gives me a bit more clarity of where you're actually from instead of where Vietnam is. Okay, because I'm interested
Okay.
in where you're actually from. So always be specific, students, when you're giving your answers, and be specific to the question, okay, me? So your English is really good, and you would definitely be at a band 8 or a band 9 for this question at this level, especially if you gave a specific answer like this, okay? All right.
So, so
So,
what about
mhm.
so what about the first question of the first answer? If I answer like the first answer,
The first answer would be closer to like, let's say an 8. It's still a very fluent answer. It's just not as accurate as IELTS examiners would prefer. So your fluency, your grammar, your pronunciation, your lexical resource in the first answer, it's all pretty much a band 9, but the coherence would be lower a little bit because you're talking about where Vietnam is instead of where you're from. So if you talk specifically about where you're from, so the city, the region, the country, then you get that full band 9 because the coherence is there. So it's very important to be accurate. Does that make sense?
okay, I
All
got
right.
it.
Okay, me. All right, keep it up. Thank you for being the first volunteer, especially since I'm being a bit haphazard here with getting all the software working. Thanks for volunteering, me, and I'm going to put your name down so that we can add you to the list of winners
Yes,
potentially.
sir.
Okay. All right. Have a great day, me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll take another volunteer for the next question. Let's see. Uh, Let's take another one. Okay, who would like to volunteer? I see that Aman is sending me some messages, so let's check out Aman. Aman says, "Hi, sir, I want to speak." Okay, Aman, I'm going to reach out to you. Are you ready? Okay. All right, let's see if we can get Aman on the line here for a question. Okay, I see Vu Nguyen wants to be a volunteer as well. First, I'm going to try to reach out to Aman. Aman's being patiently waiting here. Hopefully, Aman will answer. Okay. Aman's not writing back, so let me see if I can find some other students here. Okay, here's Bandita. And by the way, students, you should practice with each other using this part of the website. When you do this, maybe chat with each other first, just like I'm doing right now. So, hi, Bandita. Are you ready? Okay. Let's see if we can reach out to Bandita here. Okay, all right, Bandita says yes. So I'm going to call Bandita and we'll practice a little bit. Okay, here we go, everyone. Practicing now with Bandita. Hi, Bandita.
Yeah. Hi.
How are you
How are
doing?
you? Hello.
Hi, I can hear you clearly, Bandita. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, yes, yes. Now it's okay.
All right, perfect. So thank you for volunteering, Bandita. So I'm just going to ask
Mm-hmm.
you an IELTS typical kind of question. Give me a nice full sentence answer, and then I
Yeah.
will give you feedback, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is probably one of the most common questions in the IELTS, okay? Do you
Yeah.
work or study?
Yeah. So I work, and currently I'm working as a software engineer, and my stream is specifically software, and I have almost 15 years of experience in IT.
Okay, that's very good.
Thank you.
So you would get anywhere from a band 7 to a band 8 for that response. I think you would comfortably get a band 7.5, but I wouldn't be surprised if you would maybe even get a band 8.5. So it's just one question. It's hard to judge perfectly, but you definitely have some good English. So your fluency is very clear. You started a little bit slowly. Maybe you're a little bit nervous, or you're like, "Oh, how do I start?"
Yes, yes.
So you started with a yes, which is a little bit awkward, starting with a yes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it'd be better just to start with a very clear, direct answer, like I am currently working as a software engineer. So instead of saying yes, so I work and currently I'm working, it's a very kind of long start to the answer.
Mm-hmm.
You should just start with currently I'm working as a software engineer. What is your current stream?
It's computer science software engineer.
Okay, my current stream is computer science software, yeah, which means it's your specialization, which is fine. And I have 15 years experience in IT, which is good. Where do you work? What's the name of your company?
It's Quantic. It's a Microsoft BI partner
Okay,
and
so it's a
situated in.
Microsoft. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you give that kind of detail, then that will get you some more points, especially if you include some complex grammar. So using present perfect, okay? So you can say, for example, currently I'm working as a software engineer. My current stream is computer science and software, and I have
Mhm.
15 years experience in IT. I have been working at a company called Quantec. I didn't quite catch that, but I think it's like this. Quantec for the last 5 years. Okay, and now you've shown the examiner that you can use present perfect as well, so they can give you an even better band score. Okay, so I'm going to read this, and I will read the response as well. After I say the question and the answer, I'll ask the question again, and then just copy the answer. Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so do you work or study? Currently, I'm working as a software engineer. My current stream is computer science and software, and I have 15 years experience in IT. I've been working for a company called Quantec for the last 5 years. Do you work or study?
Yeah. So I'm currently working as a software engineer, and my stream is computer, which is nothing but software. And I'm working for a company called Quantic since 5 years.
Okay, not bad. So again, you missed using the present perfect. So it feels to me like you're not using the present perfect as much as you should be in your spoken language. So make sure that when you're practicing your speaking, try to use as much complex grammar like present perfect and past perfect as possible so that you can improve your grammar range score, because one of the marks that the examiner is looking for is grammar range. And for that score to be high, you need to show present perfect, past perfect, reported speech, and so on. Okay, so work on those more complex forms of grammar. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you for volunteering. Everybody, can you please give a round of applause for Bandita? She was very brave to volunteer and share her English. Thank you so much, Bandita,
Thank
and
you.
keep up the good practice.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. So that was fantastic. Thank you for the applause, Shakshi and Marjona. That's excellent. All right, so we're taking some more volunteers. Again, students, make sure to use complex grammar whenever you have the chance. And it's a good time in the beginning to be kind of reminded of that, okay? Marjona, send me an email if you're having problems using voice call. We can take a look at that later. Okay, we have Cassandra Erica, I think, who would like to volunteer. Let's see if we can get Cassandra on the line. So, hi, Cassandra. Are you ready? Let's see if we can reach out to Cassandra for one of these questions. Okay. So Cassandra, I just sent you a message. If you're listening, please let me know that you're ready. Okay, Cassandra says, sure. All right. So let me reach out to Cassandra. Hello, Cassandra.
Hi.
How are you
Hey.
doing?
I'm fine. I'm good. Quite
Awesome.
nervous. It's my
That's
first time. It's my first time.
that's totally normal, and it's always a first time for everyone at some point. So that's okay. And hey, it's a great way to build your confidence for the actual IELTS exam. So,
Yes.
so good for you for volunteering.
Okay.
Okay, again, these questions that we're looking at right now, they were actually on an IELTS exam, or very similar questions a few weeks ago. So at this
Okay.
point, the examiner introduced the topic of speaking part one, and they would say something like, let's talk about shoes. Do you prefer trendy or comfortable shoes?
I tend to like a more comfy footwear rather than the trendy ones because it is easier to walk with it. It uh, it gives my feet more breathing space when I walk, especially when I'm on duty. Last time I bought this Skechers walkables, and then it was really a good fit for me, and I think comfy footwear should be at least more prioritized than the famous ones at the market.
Okay. All right, Cassandra, thank you. Okay, so Cassandra, here's some interesting feedback for you. So I think your start is like a band 8, and your finish is closer to a band 6.5. So for this one single question and answer, the examiners would likely estimate you at about a band 7 for your speaking, okay, overall.
Okay.
My very, very first tip to you to make sure that you get a high band score or as high band score as possible on your IELTS exam is don't overspeak. So you started really well by answering and paraphrasing the question. And then you started to give an answer. So you said because, and you started to give the explanation, the reason, which was really good. And then you went into an example of wearing a pair of Skechers. And that's kind of where it started to get a little bit awkward with some of the pronunciation, some of the grammar, some of the word choice, and that's where the score started to decrease a little bit. Let me go over your answer in detail. So I asked you, do you prefer trendy or comfortable shoes? And you said, I tend to like more comfy footwear. That was brilliant paraphrasing and very nice natural language, okay? And then you said rather than trendy ones, which was again really good, using rather than for this question of this or that. And then you said because it is easier to walk with it. That's okay. Easier to walk with them. Shoes are always plural, so that would be a plural singular mistake. And again, somebody who's expert level band 9, they wouldn't make that mistake. So they would realize that we're talking shoes. Shoes are plural. I know it's tricky like glasses, but it has to always be plural. So it's easier to walk with them. They give my feet more breathing space. Okay. Which is okay, so breathing space. And then you said, especially when I'm on I think the word was journey, but the pronunciation there was a bit off. Is that the word that you meant to say is journey?
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah. So I think you said journey or jury, and it kind of, I was like, I thought maybe you're a lawyer and you're doing like jury duty or something.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, okay, no, it must be journey. Okay. So there I had to kind of do this like, huh? And what was that word? And then double take. And then I'm like, okay, it's journey.
Okay.
And then you said last week I bought these pair of Skechers. Now Skechers could be trendy shoes as well, right? Because it's a brand name, which is okay. So what I would recommend is just really shorten that example.
Okay.
All right. So let me kind of say your response, but change it a little bit for a higher band score. So I tend to like more comfy footwear rather than trendy ones because they're easier to walk with. Okay, let me just... because that's how we would most naturally say it, because they're easier to walk with. Okay. They give my feet more breathing space, especially when I'm on a long walk. Instead of journey, I would say when I'm on a long walk.
On a long walk, okay.
Okay. And then I would say just a really simple example, like I'm wearing these very comfortable white sneakers that are definitely not trendy.
Okay.
Right now. So I'm kind of reflecting that trendy, not trendy part of the question again, okay? So I'm going to read the question, the answer, and then I'll ask you the question again. Repeat after me. You don't have to say exactly what I'm saying. Just try to stick to the same content, okay?
Okay.
All right. So do you prefer trendy or comfortable shoes? I tend to like more comfy footwear rather than trendy shoes because they're easier to walk with. They give my feet more breathing space, especially when I'm on a long walk. I'm wearing these very comfortable white sneakers that are definitely not trendy right now. Okay, question. Do you prefer to wear trendy or comfortable shoes?
I tend to like more comfy footwear rather than the trendy ones because they're easier to walk with. They also give my feet more breathing space, especially when I'm on a long walk. Right now, I'm wearing this very comfy white sneakers that I bought recently.
That are definitely not trendy.
They are definitely not trendy.
Right? You're always connecting back to the question, back to the target
Okay,
of the
okay,
question,
okay,
okay?
okay,
But
okay.
that was much better. So that was much better. Did you feel how that was more accurate to the question and you're kind of
Yes,
targeting the
yes,
question
yes.
accurately?
Yes, 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 yes.
And then you
I
just
have
stop.
problems with
Mhm.
the yes, okay. I have problems sometimes if examples, how the length of my examples to be stated.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you were here in the last couple classes, but that's a very common difficulty. So many
Yeah,
students have challenges with the examples. The trick with the examples, students, and I'm speaking to everybody here because I know a lot of people seem to have this challenge. The trick with the examples is you want to keep them simple and very direct. You don't need to say for example or for instance. You just
okay.
think of the question, like you're saying, okay, you prefer comfy shoes. So give an example of comfy shoes. Like comfy shoes are sneakers or even flip flops for footwear, right? So you
Yes,
just
yes.
think of one of those and then you say, during the week, I usually wear a comfortable pair of gray flip flops that are not trendy at all. Okay, and then that's it. That's your
Okay.
example. So keep the example simple and short and go directly into it. Okay, once you practice it a few times, it will become a lot more natural and a lot easier. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Cassandra, thank you so much for volunteering. Everybody give Cassandra an applause.
Thank you
It
so
was,
much.
and I can hear that confidence came back, Cassandra, so I could hear you became much
Right.
more confident, right? So that's
Okay, thank
great.
you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so that was Cassandra, and that was very good. All right. So nice. Thank you, students, for applauding Cassandra. That's very, very kind of you. Yeah, it's very challenging or very daunting, I can say, to uh, volunteer. So I'm always very proud when somebody does it. Okay, let's take another student. So let's hear from somebody else. I'll look for some more volunteers. I can see that there are definitely more people wanting to volunteer. So I'm looking through our website. Again, these volunteers are coming from the website, okay? And I'm looking for new people here. So I can see here as Babu who has messaged me. When I see these messages, I'm looking for these kind of, like you see the number 4 there, I can tell that somebody's trying to communicate with me. So we've spoken to Arda, I believe we've spoken to Aziz Beck in past classes, so let's see if we can reach out to Babu. Okay. So, Babu says, I want to volunteer. Me, please. Okay, Babu, are you ready? All right. Are you ready? All right, Babu. Hopefully you are still with us. And Babu says, sure. So Babu is with us. Okay, Babu, right on. I'm going to call you, Babu. And let's hope we can get a hold of each other. Hi, Babu. I can hear that you picked up. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Babu, can you mute YouTube just so that we're not getting feedback from our voice?
Okay.
So just mute YouTube, only YouTube, okay? While we're doing this.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Okay, Babu. So thank you for volunteering. I'm going to ask you a question. Give me a nice full sentence answer, and then I'll give you some feedback. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
All right. So can you easily find your shoe size in stores?
Finding a shoe size for me is not that difficult because I have a pretty reasonable foot size. So I don't have a big foot. So finding a shoe size that fits me is not very difficult. However, finding a shoe I like is more difficult because I'm very picky.
Okay. I'm just getting the rest of it down. Okay, that was pretty good. That was pretty good for sure. You would definitely get a score, I would say, again, about 775 for that. Okay. So it's very similar here, Babu, to some of our other volunteers. You have good English. Like I can tell that you have lots of experience. You can express yourself clearly. And the biggest difference between a band 7, a band 8, and a band 9 is not so much English. It's more communication. It's your communication style. So that's where the IELTS becomes much more like a job interview. Everybody can speak English, but who can give the best answers? That's kind of the idea. And here the question was, can you easily find your shoe size in stores? Start nice and fast and confident. You have good English, so instead of starting with the and kind of getting stuck, it's okay, that's fine, it's not the end of the world, but you want to practice just starting smoothly. So you said finding a shoe size for me is not that difficult, which is really nice grammatical paraphrasing. I love how you kind of twisted the question and the answer and made it really natural and original. I think that was great. That first phrase that you used is a band 9. So finding a shoe size for me is not that difficult. That's a band 9 response until that point. Now, of course, you have to say more to make it a band 9, but that's a band 9 start for sure, okay?
Okay.
So that was really good. And then you said, because I have pretty reasonable foot size. That's a little bit awkward because I have a pretty reasonable foot size. I mean, what is a reasonable foot size, right? Reasonable isn't the word I would have chosen in your situation. What do you think would have been the better word instead of reasonable foot size? So instead of the word reasonable, there's a better word that you could have chosen. If somebody in the chat wants to help us out here and tell us what word you think I'm thinking of, you can tell me. The word I'm thinking of starts with an A. The second letter is a V. So
Available.
no, not available. Lei Kwang Hua has answered it, and Janiel has as well. It's average. Yeah, exactly. You have an average foot size. So because I have a pretty average foot size instead of reasonable, okay, would be a more accurate word choice. So that would be kind of something for lexical resource in the marks, okay? Lexical resource is one that they're marking. So I have a pretty average foot size. And then after you have this, I have pretty average foot size, you can use some quantitative language. That means numbers, Babu. And if you're watching my classes regularly, you know that I'm always saying this to students, like give numbers, right? So what is an average foot size?
9
Yeah.
to 10.
Okay, yeah, perfect, exactly. So, and whatever that average is, right? You know what it is, so it doesn't have to be the truth. So you can say size 9 to 10, okay? And now I know your actual foot size, and that's very good, okay? That tells me that you can comfortably walk into a shoe store and buy shoes in English, right? So you don't have to say, I don't have a very big foot, and you don't have to repeat finding a shoe size is not that difficult, because that was repetition, okay? And then you said, however, finding a shoe for me is difficult because I'm pretty picky, okay? Which is okay. It's starting to go off topic a little bit, but, you know, that's okay. I would give a different example. I would say, I really wanted a new pair of Air Jordans, and I had no problem finding my size a couple of months ago. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so that would be your most accurate answer. So again, for a lot of students out there who are like you, Babu, that have this band 7, 7, 5 English easily, work on the communication so that you can jump to that band 8, band 9, okay? All right, so here we go. I'm going to read the question, the answer, and then I'll say the question again and then just repeat, okay?
Okay.
All right, so can you easily find your shoe size in stores? Finding a shoe size for me is not that difficult because I have pretty average feet, size 9 to 10. I really wanted a new pair of Air Jordans, and I had no problem finding my size a couple months ago. Okay, here we go. Can you easily find your shoe size in stores?
Finding a shoe size for me is not that difficult because I have a pretty average feet size. Size is around 9 to 10. I really wanted a new pair of Air Jordans, and I had no problem finding my size a couple of months ago.
That would be a band 9. Okay, so that answer with that fluency, with your pronunciation, there's no question in my mind that as long as you would keep answering the questions in that way with that accuracy, you're getting a band 9. Okay. All right, so you should be able to get a nice high band score on your IELTS exam. And by the way, Babu, and this is also for other students, when you do sit the IELTS exam, please come back to the channel and let us know how you did, okay?
Sure.
All right, okay, Babu, so keep up the good practice, focus on that accuracy, and then avoid repetition, so don't repeat the same idea in your response, and use numbers. Numbers are your friend, okay?
Sure, yeah. Thanks.
All right, thank you so much, Babu, for volunteering. Everybody give Babu a round of applause. He was very brave, sharing his English with the rest of the world. That was awesome. Thanks, Babu.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everyone. We had some technical difficulties earlier, so we'll take one more volunteer for today. Okay, let's see if we can find one more volunteer. For today, Narayan says, pick me. Okay, Narayan, I'm going to look for you in our on our website here where students can interact. By the way, students, you can interact with each other on the website as well. Okay, Narayan, I'm going to see if I can find you. If you have the same name, if you have a different name, it's going to be very tricky because I won't be able to guess. Okay, I don't see you, Narayan, so... I see there's Abdallah. Arda, I do see you. Shan Muganathan, I see you as well, but we've had conversations before, and I see an Aaron in here as well who's messaged me. Okay, let's see if Aaron's still with us. All right. Let's try to reach out to Aaron. Aaron says, good evening, sir. I really want to volunteer because I'm getting my IELTS test in 2 days. Could you help me, please? Sure, Aaron. Let's see if we can get a hold of you. So, Aaron, okay. Are you ready? Let's try to reach out to Aaron, and hopefully we can help Aaron out. Okay, Aaron says, I'm ready. All right, Aaron. So here we go. Let me just give you a call. Okay.
Aaron? Hello.
Hi, Aaron.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Yeah.
May I ask, Aaron, where are you from?
I'm from Vietnam.
Okay, what part of Vietnam?
The north of Vietnam.
The north of Vietnam. So not from Ho Chi Minh.
No, it's from Hanoi.
Okay, you're from the capital. All right. I was actually kind of embarrassed to mistake the capital of Vietnam, I'll be honest with you. Okay, all right. So you are from Hanoi, which is in the north, and me has now taught me that Ho Chi Minh, as I should remember, is in the south. Okay, good. We are going to go over a question just like in the real IELTS, and then I will give you some feedback, okay?
Okay, sure.
All right, so I'm going to jump to this one here. Here we go. Okay, Aaron. Have the kind of shoes you wear daily changed over the past 10 years?
I have to say yes, because I used to wear sneakers in the past because I would feel more comfortable when I had to go to school. But now, because I am going to work like every day, I have to say that I'm gonna choose a more formal pair of shoes because it's gonna suit my appearance and my workplace.
Okay. All right, so I couldn't catch all of that because you have some really nice fluency, and it's quite fast for me to catch all those words typing, which is a good sign. That means you're nice and fluent. And I think you did quite well. I would definitely say that you are easily at a band 7 to 7.5 level. Some examiners might score you even as high as 8. If I had a full interview with you, I might see that, okay, you're definitely a band 8. You answered the question very clearly and very accurately. So you said, I have to say yes, because I used to wear sneakers in the past. Because I would go to school and they would be more comfortable, but now I have to say that I'm wearing more formal footwear for work. So that was it. You had a couple of small grammatical mistakes, Aaron, but they weren't major. So it was just with the word form. You had a little bit of repetition of your words, like because. So you might want to replace because with since. Okay. So instead of saying because, you might say because once, and then the next time say since. Since now I'm working, I'm wearing more. Okay. So since is a nice, quick kind of trick to paraphrase because. When you're giving two reasons in the same response, okay? Because or since I'm going to my office job. Okay. Now, there is one way that you can definitely help to improve your score so you get a higher band score. Let me ask you this. The question, what type of grammar is the question using? So have the kind of shoes you wear daily changed over the past 10 years? What's the grammar of my question? Are you still there, Aaron? I think we might have lost Aaron. I'm going to try to find Aaron again, but I'll give you this bit here as well. So maybe Aaron dropped off for some reason. Let me see if I can get Aaron back here. I don't hear Aaron. I'm going to hang up the phone. I'm going to try to call you again here because I don't hear you. Okay, here we go. Let's try to get Aaron back. Hi, Aaron. I can't hear you either. I'm not sure what's going on with the connection, but I don't hear you. Anyway, Aaron, it's not the end of the world. Don't worry about it. There could be some issue with the microphone. It could be maybe if you're using a battery-powered headset that something's happened there, or maybe that something's happened with the sound interface. A lot of moving parts. Don't worry about it, Aaron. What's most important is that you gave your answer, so I can give you a clear response and feedback here. And even though I can't hear you and you can't hear me, it's totally fine. You can still practice this, okay? So the grammar here, as Ois is saying, is present perfect in the question, and you probably realize that because I'm sure you're clever and you know your English. So you realize that it's present perfect. And you didn't really show me present perfect in your answer. So you said, I have to say yes, but that's not present perfect. Okay? Because I used to wear sneakers in the past is good. Since I would feel more comfortable going to school with running shoes, okay, if you want to paraphrase sneakers, running shoes. But recently, I have been wearing more formal shoes because I have been wearing formal shoes. Are you back here? I can hear a lot of feedback here. I have been wearing... Okay, Aaron, can you please turn YouTube off? Okay, Aaron, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, you came back, so it sounds like it was something on your end this time. See, I'm not the only one suffering from technical issues. That's the world of computers. We get used to it. Okay, so, but recently I have been wearing more formal shoes because I have been employed for the past 5 years, and there is a strict dress code. Okay, so that would be your higher level answer where you're presenting that present perfect in your response. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do, Aaron, is I'm going to read the question, the answer again, and then just copy the answer after. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so here we go. Have the kind of shoes you wear daily changed over the past 10 years? I have to say yes, because I used to wear sneakers in the past since I would feel more comfortable going to school with running shoes. But recently, I've been wearing more formal shoes because I've been employed for the past 5 years and there's a strict dress code. Okay, here we go. Have the kind of shoes you wear daily changed over the past 10 years?
Okay, so I have to say yes because I used to wear sneakers in the past since I would feel more comfortable going to school with running shoes. But recently, I have been wearing more formal shoes because I have been employed for the past 5 years and there is a strict dress code.
Okay, that would be a bad 9, okay? You don't actually need to speak that fast, Aaron. So you can even slow down about 10% and just really focus on word choice and on reflecting the grammar of the questions, okay? As long as you reflect that present perfect, you're going to push your grammatical range score higher, and then that way you'll guarantee yourself a higher score. As long as you practice this over the next day, because you said your exam is in 2 days, so as long as you practice this question, answer, show the grammar of the question, I think you can push your mark as high as a band 8. Okay, and I'm very curious. So after you get your test scores back, please do revisit our class or send me an email and let me know how you did, okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for volunteering, Aaron. I wish you the best of luck on your exam. Students, wish Aaron good luck on his exam. I'm sure he can use the encouragement, and hopefully you've built some confidence by volunteering here as well. And I think we might have lost Aaron again, but I'm glad that we got him back for that bit. Okay, again, congratulations, Aaron, on your response, and all the best on your exam. Okay, everyone, so that is it for today's class, but don't worry if you didn't have a chance to speak with me today. We will have more IELTS speaking classes this week, hopefully with less technical difficulties. That was a bit unusual today. We're going to speak with lots more students and give lots more help, okay? Of course, until then, what you can do, you can go to our website. You can practice with other students. As you can see, there's tons and tons of other students here that are that way, that are flying past my head here. So there's lots of students to practice with. And if you enjoyed this kind of practice and you want a full IELTS speaking interview practice with me, then you can click on this yellow button that's just above my head here, speaking interview practice, for a full 30-minute speaking interview with me where I give you a full interview session with feedback and scores and some practice, okay? All right, everyone. So again, keep up the good work. Stay strong, stay healthy. Don't go to your IELTS if you're feeling sick because they might kick you out. Let them know, they'll reschedule it. Okay, and again, remember, register on our websites at aehelp.com for academic IELTS and gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here with me today. Thank you for being patient when there were a couple of technical issues. That's what you need to do to be successful, is be patient, push forward. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from beautiful Victoria for now. Thank you, Carolina, our chat moderator. Thank you for your support, members, and thank you, everyone, for watching. Bye for now.